booksters, it's Morgan, and in today's video I'm going to go over what is on my bookshelf. And I'm someone who reads a lot on Kindle and also on Audible, so my bookshelf is not quite as large as the other book Instagrammers and YouTubers that I've seen, but I still wanted to go over it because there are some cute books and some good stories behind them. So to start, I have what a lot of people have, which is the ACOTAR set. This was from Target, and I think the set is like $50, and it includes all of the books, even the novella. And one thing that I will say about this is that I took this first one out to start rereading it before Crescent City 3 comes out in a few weeks. And trying to put it back into this little set, it like does not fit. So I assume as you continue reading and the book expands, it's gonna be not able to fit back. So just FYI, it's probably not going to be able to stay like that in the future. So if you're thinking about it, something to consider. But Target does do a lot of promotions on their books. They'll have like buy one get one 50% off, or buy two get the third one free. Sometimes they have 20% off books, so something to watch out for sure. I definitely messed up the last time I saw this on sale. They had some kind of like combo sale going on, so it would have brought the whole set down to like $35, and I missed out. So I just bought it recently and just took the L on paying the full price. But I do think it is a great value and super nice to have access to all of the books. So that's why those were purchased. I love the set. I actually read all of them on Audible and Kindle the first round, but the second round I want to read the physical books. So that is why this set was purchased. Moving on are the special edition Barnes & Noble Crescent City books. That's why these ones were purchased, because they have these fancy covers, and apparently that's all that you need for me to be interested in buying your book. But yeah, so these are really great. I bought these specifically because I was just like overstimulated from working and social media and stuff, and I was like, I just want to sit down and read a book and like not look at my phone and just spend the day chilling. So I got both of these. And I was actually really lucky because they had the special editions at my Barnes & Noble for a while. I know a lot of people went to get theirs and they were sold out. So I was lucky to not have that issue. So I was able to get both of them. And my friend later, like I think 2 weeks later after I got mine, she got hers. So we were very lucky with that. But that's why these two were purchased. And then moving up to the top of the bookshelf is Ruthless Vows, which is the second book to Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. For you guys who haven't read this series, it's about two writers in a war of gods and them falling in love and other things happening. But it's a really, really good book. It's from a New York Times best-selling author, and I highly recommend both of these books, Divine Rivals and Ruthless Vows. This just came out like last week, but what I really like about this one is from Target with the white cover. Barnes & Noble's is a black cover, and they weren't selling any paperbacks. There are all hardcover books, so something to consider. And what I love is that if you take off this paper cover, which I found out accidentally, I wasn't even checking, it says Dear Roman on a typewriter, and that's the main character's name. And I thought that was just super cute. The Barnes & Noble one is a quote from Roman, and it's a black book, so I actually think this one is a lot nicer, and would recommend. I have heard that the first book, Divine Rivals, has the same typewriter, and it says Dear Iris, because that is the other main character's name, and I think that's super cute, so I actually might go get the Divine Rivals hardcover book to match it. But this was purchased the day it came out. I got it in the physical book because I was also like, I'm just gonna spend, it was the day after Christmas. I was like, I'm just gonna spend the day after Christmas reading my book, not on social media, just enjoying wintry Christmas vibes at my parents' house. And so that's what I did. And actually I bought the Barnes & Noble one, and my parents' dog ripped off the front. He's like a puppy and he's an Australian Shepherd, so he's pretty big. and they were like, oh no, and I was like, it's fine, I'll just, you know, grab one at Target. And then I actually like this one a lot better, so I was like, it all worked out in the end. The next book, which is a crowd favorite, is Iron Flame, which is the second book to Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. And this is the one with the sprayed edges, which is really fun. This book, however, though, if you take off the cover, there isn't anything special on the front. So what's special about this book is the sprayed edges. I got this at the Iron Flame release party. They did a midnight release party at Barnes & Noble, and it was so much fun. And this one's cute because it does have the map on the inside. But I had such a great time at the party and waiting for the book. There were literally hundreds of people at this party, so I thought that was super fun. And there were a lot of issues with this book having misprints or issues with the ink kind of being worse on some pages, but my book looks fine. I didn't see anything, I didn't notice anything, so I'm happy with it. I didn't have any issues, but now that I've seen the Ruthless Vows cover, I'm like, I wish there were like a dragon here or something, you know? So that's why I got this one. It was from the Iron Flame release party. And then the next set of books that I have are from Throne of Glass, but I don't have the full set. Basically, it was like I read one on Kindle and then I was like, I should switch to physical book because I like am trying to be more off of tech stuff, and then I would go back and forth basically. So I have Kingdom of Ash, which is the last book. This book is so massive. Don't read this book in bed. I read this book in bed and it fell on my face. And shortly after I purchased my Kindle, because I was like, okay, beforehand I was just reading Kindle on my iPhone, which I think is totally fine. But after this fell on my head, I was like, I'm just gonna go to Best Buy. So that's what I did. But this book is like almost 1,000 pages. I think it's, yeah, 980. So yeah, reading this in bed was not the vibe, but it is a great book. I love Prince Dorian in this book. Probably one of my favorite book boyfriends by far. And then there is Empire of Storms, Heir of Fire, and Queen of Shadows. In my opinion, the best book in this series is End of Heir of Fire and Beginning of Queen of Shadows, which is the third and fourth book, which are these two. I audibly gasped at what happened to Dorian. You have to read the series if you like war type situations, and the main character, I'm trying to remember her initial name, Selena, she is an assassin, and it's just kind of about her journey with that, and Kevin's coming to say hi in this. But yeah, so it's a really good series if you like that. I'm not a super big war book girl, but I really did like that. Some of the war scenes I feel like were a little bit long for me personally, but it does have some cute romance, and yeah, I think it's a cute book. So next on this shelf is my Kindle, which as you can see needs to be charged. This is the Kindle Paperwhite 2023, 16 gigabytes. And I would highly recommend this. Like I was saying beforehand, I was reading all of my books on the Kindle app on my phone, but this is so much nicer because you can adjust the settings for reading, and it like never dies. Like when I tell you, I've been reading on this book for like months, and this is the first time I've had to charge it. And I really recommend getting a pop socket because again, you don't want this to fall on your face. And it's just like so nice. Initially it's like a little bit hard to get used to it, but now it just feels like second nature. And this one is sparkly, so if you know anything about me, I love a good sparkle. But yeah, I would really recommend this. I don't have a case or protective cover on it, but there really doesn't appear to be any scratches or anything. I want to do like a cute theme, so maybe I'll do a video on that. I know my friends and I were thinking about doing it together, so maybe I'll convince them to make a video with me. But would highly recommend if you're into books. I did make an Amazon favorites board that has all of the Kindle necessities. There's so many things you can do with your Kindle. They have this like remote, and then you put this thing on the side, and it's like a clicker, so you can change the pages without having to swipe, so that's nice. They also have this thing that you can attach to your bed headboard where it sits up from your bed and you can read from bed and just use that clicker. And so that's really cool. That's like ultimate, you know, comfort setup, and I think that's super fun. So a 2024 goal of mine would be to get all that set up. Maybe I'll make a video on that once it is. But 10 out of 10 would recommend, especially if the book has ever fallen on your face. You need this. But if you can't afford it right now, the Kindle app is fine and great. Also, the Libby app is really nice. It's like if you have a library card, which you can get for free online, you don't even have to go in to a library. You can download books for free. There's waiting lists and stuff. So some of the books like these, weeks and weeks and months to get on, but occasionally they'll just randomly give you the book and you'll be like, I thought my waiting list was super long, but for whatever reason they'll hook you up. So something to hope for if you're interested in that. The next thing on my bookshelf is this XOXO neon sign. This is a nod at my book Instagram Smut Creations because the whole aesthetic for that page is neon and smut. So XOXO I thought was a super cute addition to this bookshelf. And then last but not least, kind of within the same vibe as books, is this Vogue magazine. What's cool about Vogue magazines right now, I think maybe because magazines aren't readily used like they used to be, is Vogue has a promotion where you can get a year of Vogue for $10 or $12. And it came with a tote bag, this like green tote bag that says Vogue on it. So if you're looking to make any kind of vision boards, or if you're just interested in fashion pieces, there are so many cute pages in here you can use, or any kind of creative project. So I thought this was just fun to get because it's like $1 a month, or I think maybe it was even $10. I'll link it if I can find it below, but yeah, so I'm just gonna put my Vogue magazines at the bottom of this shelf. And that's all that I have right now on my bookshelf. Like I said, it's not a super large collection at this point of physical books. My Kindle library is massive, and so is my Audible library. But I will be expanding on this for sure. The next one that is going to hit this is the 3rd Crescent City book. Best believe I will have a video on that within 24 hours of the book coming out, and it will go right next to its siblings here. And maybe I'll end up just making a whole Sarah J. Maas shelf, and maybe even get that Catwoman book. And maybe that's what this whole bottom one could be, and I can finish the Throne of Glass series and put them down here. So yeah, that is my whole collection right now of physical books, and I will keep everyone updated as it expands. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.